Let's adjust this a little bit. I think that should be good. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Let's get some folks up in here. I'm going to go in on this wonderful Friday night. Let's get some folks in here. Real recognizes real. What does that mean? I'm about to go in. Let's get it. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. We're going to go in tonight. Happy Friday, Anointed. Happy Friday. Hey, Antoinette. Happy Friday. Hey, Lisa. Hey, everyone. Happy Friday. Hey, guys. It's so nice to see ya. Hi, Antoine. Hey, everybody. Real recognizes real. All right. Only the real ones are going to get you. Only people that are like-minded are going to get you. All right. Thank you, Joyce. I'm doing good. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm ready to go in tonight because real recognizes real. That's the only way it's going to go. All right. You can't expect the real from everybody. You can't expect you from everybody. Okay. Not everybody's going to move like you or be like you or act like you. Okay. Not everybody's going to move like you move. Right. So you have to understand, if you want people to hear where you're coming from, get the gist, like get where you're coming from. Only the real are going to do that. Okay, only the real ones are going to do that. All right. I'm happy you guys are here. Listen, you guys have to know, you guys probably already know this, that when you start talking and when you start going around certain people, you're going to feel like you're not meshing well with certain folks, or certain people are looking at you like you're speaking a foreign language, even though you guys all might be speaking English in the room, but it's like nobody understands you specifically. You understand? Nobody understands where you're coming from. Nobody can really relate. When people can't relate, it's going to be very difficult to have any sort of conversation or have any kind of, what do you call it, like building a rapport with people. If people don't get where you're coming from, they're not going to be able to relate to you. Therefore, communication, getting along, being next to each other, being around each other is going to be very hard. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm so happy to see you guys. Understand that real recognizes real. That's how it's always going to be. That's how it's always going to be. I had to learn that lesson, that not everybody that I talk to is going to understand where I'm coming from, not because of my dialect, of the words that I choose, my verbiage. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with how deep you are and how real you are, how deep you're willing to go, how thorough you are, how you're willing to like really pick things apart, okay? Hey, Ethan, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the positive vibes, guys. I love the positive vibes. I love the real vibes. And understand that when you bring those real vibes, when you bring those high vibes, the real ones are only going to get it. The real ones are going to reciprocate it. The fake ones, the fake folks, they're not going to be able to give you what you give them. And I don't mean tangible things. I mean just energy, spirit, vibes. They can't match that. They can't give you that. They can't just kick back and talk to you. There's too many formalities. People treat you like it's like people, only the real ones will treat you as equal. People who don't look at you with respect, they're not going to treat you as equal. They're going to treat you like an invalid. You'll see it. They'll move like this with you. They're going to treat you like you're from another planet, like they don't understand what you're saying. I've had times where I've spoken to people clear as day. I know they could hear me. I know they know what I just said, but they're looking at me like they don't know. They're looking at me like what did you just say? What does that mean? I've never heard anybody say this before. And then it's kind of like, what? And you realize that only certain folks are going to get you. Only certain folks are going to be able to have a conversation, to really go into it, to really dive deep. Not everybody's willing to dive deep. You're going to see it. You know what I mean? You're going to see it. Thank you, Ethan, for hopping in this elevator. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. Like, how can we expect people who don't respect themselves, they don't respect the game, they don't respect hustling, they don't respect going up, they don't have virtue, they don't do it for the love. you're not going to be able to relate to these people and vice versa. You know what I mean? So when people see you doing real things, big things, wholesome things, the people who do things for a show cannot relate to you. The people who do things for a show are going to look at you like you're an alien. They're going to be like, who does that? No one goes there. No one does that. Who does all that? You're doing too much. But the thing about it is that when you're so real, think about this, when you're so real, you get people triggered. You know what I mean? You get people triggered because it's like people don't really know your kind. There's not a lot of your kind amongst them. And so when people see you, when they know that you're a unique breed, you're a unique individual, there's things about you that are not like the majority of the population, especially when it comes to your knowledge and what you know and what you're willing to teach, the information you're willing to put forth. A lot of people are just not going to be on the same wavelength here because they're not able to really digest what it is that you're trying to tell them. They can't digest that. Think about a really bad meal and you just can't digest it no matter how hard you try, no matter how you toss and turn and the Tums that you take. The Tums that you take or whatever you want to call it, the gavel. You know, at the end of the day, if your stomach is sick, your stomach is sick. You know, people, you can't make people really soak up what you've got to give here, right? It's like you're a walking sponge. You soak things up. You're willing to learn a lot, be informed. You're willing to be a student. You know, you don't know it all and you're okay with that. And so that's real. That takes a real person to be like, listen, I don't know this. Can you teach me? I don't know this. I need to learn the ropes here. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Whereas other people are just gonna, do it for a show, do things and pretend like they know what they're doing, but they really don't know what they're doing. They're lost. And so the fact that you're willing to find your way through the mud, you're willing to go through like very difficult times to get to where you want to be and grow into who you want to be. Of course, that only takes a real one is going to do that. A real one is really going to dive deep in their own lives and be willing to, look at the bigger picture, look at something beyond yourself. Not everybody, and that's real. All right. Not everybody is willing to look beyond themselves. What they see in the mirror is all they see. What they see on themselves is all they see. That's all they care about. So when someone comes up to them like you, or somebody sits beside them like you, they don't know what to do because you're too real and they feel that. You're talking Red Lobster and they hear McDonald's. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. I mean, overall, it takes one to know one. You know that saying, right? It takes one to know one. Only the real ones are really going to get where you're coming from, and they're going to be able to, give insight as well. Thank you, Bangle. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Only the real ones are going to know where you're coming from. Only the real ones are going to know where you stand. You ever find yourself over explaining yourself or simplifying things for people because people just do not understand what you're talking about? They don't understand the lingo. They don't understand your approach. They don't understand what you're getting at here. It blows their mind. It goes way over their head. I've been in those situations where it's like, did I say something wrong, or did I say it the wrong way? Did I use the wrong words? But it's like, no. The bottom line is, if people are not willing to go deeper than themselves or go skin deep, not just what is superficial, not just what looks good, but what is right, virtue, going with love, I'm telling you, they're not going to be able to relate. They're not going to be able to stay around you for too long. You're going to see them getting antsy. They're going to get uncomfortable. They don't know how to really, carry this conversation through. It's going to be like you're scaring people off in a way, like you could scare people off because you're too deep and you are too real. And when people notice this about you, they're going to feel a little bit inadequate here. They're going to feel like, well, what do they have to offer? They thought that they had it all. They thought that they had so much to give. They thought, because maybe, they've been told, or maybe, they've been gassed up, or whatever you want to say. The bottom line is the real ones will recognize the real ones. The sad thing about this, though, is that even the real ones who know what's up, even they don't always come forward, Sometimes they'll just stay in the shadows and just be real and be real quiet as well. They don't really want to come to the forefront and protest for you, or like openly take the stance that you take. They're not going to always do that. It takes a real strong individual to really like go against the grain here. That takes a real type of person. You're the type, I'm telling you, you type. I'm telling you, you're the type of person that is not really cookie cutter here. You know what I mean? So when people see that you don't fit in the puzzle, you're kind of like the odd one out in the best way. And you're willing to make things work, and you're willing to go deep, and you're willing to broaden your mind. This is going to scare a lot of people. And a lot of people are going to see that, you're real, you're cool, like you know a lot. I like you, I dig you. And equally so, you're going to get people who are running away from you, terrified, upset, can't relate, want to destroy. I'm telling you, all spectrums, okay? All spectrums. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember, yeah, Bengal. I remember you telling me like a few months ago that you're working at Costco for 10 years. I remember that. That is, that's dedication. That is dedication right there. Yep. The real ones are going to try to, the real ones, okay, the thing about the real ones, right, is that when you're very real, you're going to attract a lot of fake. That's good. That's a given. Because when you're going to, it's almost like you have contestants in your life, like people who are trying to see, like, if they're good enough to kind of be, it's like people have to prove themselves to you, not because you ask for it, because you make them feel like they must. Like you make them feel like they gotta do something, do more than you, or do better, look better, be better than you, because you're so real. But the thing about it is that they can't match what you are, who you are. They can't match the essence. That cannot be replicated here. You know what I mean? That cannot be toyed with. Your personality, your being, it was very much uniquely crafted here. So a lot of people are going to be like, people are going to question what you know. Watch out for the people who question what you know. They're going to be like, you don't know anything about that. You don't, where did you learn that from? Who taught you that? You ever find people trying to put you in a debate, in a problem, in like a verbal brawl, because they're really not happy? It's like they don't feel like you should tell them how you are, or you shouldn't show who you are. It's like they'd rather you be meek and quiet and in the corner and not say too much and not do too much. People are going to try to shut you down when they see your realness poking out. All right. Watch the games that people play. They will try to stifle that. They will try to quiet you. They don't want you to say too much, because they know that there are other people as witnesses that they can't debunk you. You know what I mean? Is that the word debunk? It's like people think that you're fake. So real that you're fake. That's what people think. And so it's like people have to debunk your character or poke holes at your character, because there's got to be something off with you, right? There's got to be something wrong. You've got to be doing something in order for you to have all this knowledge and have all this grace about you, right? It's because you're so unique. They've never seen nobody with your likeness, right? It's like a fury. It's like anger. It's like envy, like you've never seen, like you've never seen. Mm-hmm. Marvin says staying real in this all fake everything is how you stand out from the crowd. Yes, Marvin. Absolutely. And you know what? That's a crazy thing. Have you ever been around a lot of people and you feel like you just don't belong, but you don't know why? I mean, it could be the first time you're pulling up on the scene, and you're in a new place or any place, and you kind of feel like everybody's watching you, or you kind of feel like everybody's looking your way or noticing you or making you feel like there's something wrong with you, or there's something on you, or you look odd, you look out of place, and you kind of feel a little self-conscious. You feel all eyes on you. Listen, some people might call it paranoia. All right. Some people might say, you're just paranoid. You're thinking things. You're out of your mind. No, you could see people lurking. You could see people watching. You could see people eyeing you. No words, just eyes. Just, looking at you and trying to figure out who you are. It could be the most innocuous location. It could be your local grocery store. People are going to look at you like there's something about you as you have your buggy. There's something about that girl. There's something about that guy, and they feel your essence, and they feel that you're real, and they feel like, and you haven't done anything spectacular in that moment, but they feel that you're real, and they feel like something is authentic about you. They know. They know. Trust me, trendsetters, the trendsetters are the real ones. The trendsetters, the ones that make their own path and do their own thing, are the people that stand out the most. You know what I mean? Like when you stand out like that because you do things in a different way than the majority of the population, you're going to have a lot of people looking at you sideways. Some are going to think you're quite arrogant. Some are going to think there's something wrong with you. You're an alien. You're an invalid. They're going to try to make you think that. But just know that you're a very unique individual. You're going to get a lot of attention, a whole lot of attention. Okay. We just have another level of awareness here. Right. Right. Exactly. And you know how much it spooks them that you're so aware? Do you know how much it spooks them that you like you have this knowledge that no one else has, or it's almost like you have this insight that no one else is. It's like you know things that a lot of people don't seem to know, or if they know, they seem very oblivious to it. It's like in plain sight, but they can't register it. But you're kind of thinking like, hey, like this is common knowledge here, right? It's not common knowledge. You're the one walking around unique, like you're the one walking around with this energy like you know a lot and you are a lot. And people are going to try to debunk that. They're going to try to make it seem like there's something wrong with you. You can't be that great. No, he can't be that good. They can't be going that high. I never seen anybody go that high. How can they be going that high? They're average. They're going to try to deduce you to being very average, very regular. I've seen it. I've seen the realest people, and I know a lot of real people. All right. I can't say a lot, but a good amount of people who I feel like are quite solid minded, strong willed, like people who just let it be known what it is, And I see how they get treated. I see how they get shunned. I see how they get side eyes. I see how people, put them to the side, treat them like their last place. I've seen it, and I've dealt with this as well, right? But people feel like they just can't understand where you're coming from, and they'd rather you not. Just don't say too much. Don't talk. Don't come. You know what I mean? Like when you show up, when you pull up, sometimes I have these like thoughts in my mind that if I go somewhere, people are kind of like, I don't want to say conspiring, but trying to think of how they're going to act when I come around, because I see how people act, prior to me making my presence known. People are really giddy, lively, energetic, feeling really good until I make my presence known, and people kind of get quiet. They start turning around. They start, talking amongst themselves. They start making you feel like an outcast. All of these things are purposely being done here to make you feel like you're not real, like you're not good, like you're average, like you're a nobody, when they know very well it's the exact opposite. You take the light, you take the center stage. Like they know they have to force themselves to like act important and to be important, to pretend like they got a lot going on. When in reality here, what's happening is that they're trying to distract themselves from the bright light in the room. That's what they're trying to do. It's pretty crazy. mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lamont, you're right. Their energy switch up. When you walk in the room, it's like everything switches because you're too real, and they know this. They know this much about you. They cannot really dissect it. They cannot really explain it, really go into depths with it, but they know. And they're trying to stifle. It's unbelievable. Like it's totally unbelievable what people will do when they know that you're the realest in the room. When you're the realest in the room, you shake the room, right? And you could be walking real gracefully, you're not doing too much. You're not trying to draw attention to yourself, right? I mean, you're not an arrogant individual. You're somebody who's quite humble, which is why you're being blessed. This is why you're being blessed right now. It's because you're super humble. You're overly humble. You continue to make people go up and elevate people while these same people might be trying to take you down. So trust and believe, you being the way you are, very humble, it's like people can't believe that you exist here. Like they see you and they feel you, but it's like they've never felt a person's energy that feels like yours. They've never seen anything like this, never witnessed nothing like it. So it's almost like they got to believe that it's got to be a ruse, it's got to be fake, it's got to be a fabricated, a fabricated image of yourself that you're portraying to the public, because you're just that real and people don't see people like you often, you know? Mm-hmm. 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 Hey, Anthony. Yep. All eyes on me, right? Right? Exactly. Yep. And so, of course, right, when you're the realest one in the room, you're going to ruffle feathers. Only the real ones will really come up next to you, try to have a conversation with you, try to go into deep waters with you, really get into some good conversations, help each other grow mentally. And unfortunately, a large percentage of people that you're currently hanging with or around, or who you may have in your family, like a lot of these people, right, they're not real. They're not real. They don't move in a good way. They move in a weird way, a self-serving way, right? Can you imagine intimidating people in your own bloodline, right? Or imagine how you kind of went your own way, you know what I mean? So when you go your own way, where everybody else went down the same route, went down the same path, did the very same things, so they're not looking very unique right now, they're not looking very original. You being original, you being mighty, you being, very humble, but still being a go-getter, you're gonna get a lot of people upset. you know Thank you so much, Zook. Let's see what you said. They dump their trash into you, not knowing it will never be digested by you. They can be 1,000 miles ahead of you, but still got to come back and pick up their trash. That's the cycle they live. Right. You know what? That's deep. That's deep. Yup. And can you imagine, Zook, can you imagine that these people can be like countries away, states away, provinces away, wherever you live, and these people feel like their problems are your problems, or you got to deal with them, you got to deal with their baggage, you got to deal with whatever they have going on, negative drama, chaos. But they don't understand, like, overall you're going to overcome everything they put on your plate, every problem they try to put you in. You're going to rise above it. You're going to go far. And at the end of the day, they're still going to be dealing with the same pre-existing issues, and you get to flourish, and you get to be the best person that you want to be. You get to go high, because God knows that these are not your problems. God knows these are not your burdens. And I'm telling you, watch what people will do when they know you're the real one, and they're going to try to put you in a problem, but paint it as a pretty scene. You know what I mean? Like, people might want you to help them with something, right? Or go somewhere with them, right? And it's like they paint it in a way where you're going to have a great time, you're going to be feeling nice, you're going to be with me, it's all going to be cool. And then when you give in, it's like these people are trying to put you in a problem, like leave you stranded, or make you fend for yourself around people you do not know, or try to make it in a way where you get left out when you do come. It's like, why? Why? They try to humiliate you. Can you imagine? Because you're so real and you're so different. It's like they wanted to, once again, debunk this by making you feel odd or making you feel left out. Jealousy. You know what I mean? Straight jealousy, straight envy. They will do anything to make you feel uncomfortable and to make you feel like, no, you're really not, you're not the ish. You're not really on that. You're not really doing anything special. But they know. That's why they copy, right? That's why they copy. hmm Hey guys, hey Kelly. Yup, misery loves company. Always, right? Don't answer that door. I'm telling you, do not answer that door, because these people will come knocking. And when they come knocking, they're expecting you to deal with their, you know what I mean? They want you to deal with their issues. They want you to take on their baggage because they know that you are real, and they know that you have a clean slate. Like, they know that you're really working on some really good things here. And when you're very real and when you're very mighty, like, people are going to try to take you off course here. They're going to try to totally like derail you so that it seems like you are not real, because a real one would have been able to bounce back. But they don't realize, like, I'm telling you, these people play games. They play a whole lot of games, and they think that you're unaware, but you're so aware. Like, your awareness is so very fine-tuned that these people, they make mistakes, they trip up. They don't realize that they're messing with a real one, somebody that cannot be exposed or cannot be spoken down to. You're doing all the right things in life, and you're going to find people, while you're doing all the right things in life, trying to come at you and trying to destroy you and trying to stop you from your rightful path, because they just don't think you should be in this position. They don't think you should be winning. They think they should be winning and you should be losing. Not equal, right? Where you win and they win. You lose and they win. That's how they want it. Selfish. I'm telling you, selfish. Mm-hmm. Don't talk to them, right? Mm-hmm. Never happy. Never happy. Can't tell these people nothing. Because once you tell them, right, they're gonna find a problem with what you say. They're gonna try to dissect what you're doing, and they're gonna think you're on a high horse. But this is your winning season. They've got to respect it. Watch how people tiptoe away from you when they cannot bring themselves to respect it. They cannot bring themselves to show you love. But you remember all the times you showed them love, right? You remember all the times you gave them hugs and congratulations. You may have taken them out to dinner to celebrate their wins, right? But they don't want to do the same things for you because they don't have the heart to do this. You understand? Showing love is free. It doesn't cost a thing. Right? Like Jennifer Lopez says, love don't cost a thing. And she may have been talking about it in a different context, but it still rings true here. Love doesn't cost anything. When you love somebody, you can show them that love and not feel like you're losing a part of yourself. These haters make it seem like they're losing a part of themselves if they show you love, if they hug you, if they celebrate you. It's like they're putting themselves backwards if they're celebrating you, or if they're showing you that they're really impressed, like what you're doing. I'm telling you. Yeah, money. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Yeah. I'm telling you, like, real recognizes real. And I'm starting to see that, when you're too real, it's like you gotta be very choosy here. You can't just be the same way with everybody. And what a shame that really is. What a shame that you cannot just be yourself with everybody, because people are gonna make you feel uncomfortable. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've been in a situation where people around me that I know and that know me, right? There's a union here. At least there's supposed to be a union, but they're making it seem like, I don't belong. They're making it seem like I shouldn't be there. I shouldn't say anything. Like, it's almost like people will purposely shun you. They'll invite you. They want you to come, right? They want you to come, please come, right? You come, and they ostracize you, right? It's because you're the realest in the room, and they feel the energy emanating from you. They know that you're real, that you're realer than them. They invited a real one. A real one showed up at their doorstep, and they don't know what to do with it. It's like the stork that brings the baby in the those shows back then. The stork carries the baby, and it kind of drops it on something's doorstep, and that those occupants have to just deal with this. Like, people have to deal with you. They got to find a way to deal with you. Like, they don't know how to deal with you being around or deal with your energy. Like, it's almost like trying to find like the off switch, or trying to find the trip switch. Like, people are going to try to trip you up. Like, people are going to try to once again try to expose you as not being genuine or doing too much or being fake. Like imagine vibing so high and being so real that people will literally accuse you of being fraudulent. That's how deep it goes. That's how it is. You know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've seen people's faces drop when you start talking stuff that they don't hear. They don't hear about it. It's like they're it's I've seen people like be repulsed, totally disgusted. They don't want to get into it. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, I'm not saying anything illegal here, or I'm not saying anything that is out of the ordinary, but they're going to make you feel like it is. They don't want to talk about it. Very much one dimensional, very much superficial people. It's like people don't want to really get into it with you. Have been cut off, literally cut off in conversations because people are like, no, 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 don't, let's not talk about that. Or no, or they will try to, it's almost like they'll try to agree to disagree. You know what I mean? So they'll be like, yeah, yeah, I hear you. And they just want to go on to the next thing, the next superficial thing, talking about who looks good, who has the best. It's like you can never really get to them. You can never really reach these folks. You can't really reach them because they're unreachable. They don't want to be reached. They don't want to be reached. Like J. Cole says, don't save them. They don't want to be saved. You understand? They don't want to be saved. They don't want to be helped. Like they don't want to learn from you, right? You could try. It's like, what is that saying? You could lead the horse to the water, but you can't make that horse drink the water, right? You could do all of that. Like, can you imagine going all the way with somebody, really trying to show them, here, this is where you go, that's the turn you take, this is where you got to be, and this is what you got to do, and here are the forms, you got to sign this, and this is where you go, that's the agency. Like, you've really tried to really help people get to their goals, get to their wishes, really helping people elevate, trying to help them rejuvenate themselves, showing people the real side of you, the real sides of the real about life. And it's like you could really go in and they're not going to take it in unless they want to take it in. You could say all of that. You could do the most to try to help these folks because you love them, you care about them. If they're not ready, they're not ready. They'll show you that they don't really want to do that, you know? Yeah, right. Mm. Mm-hmm. Genuine, if that makes you happy, then that's all that matters. If it's working in your favor and it's a good outcome for you and your situation, because of course I don't know the ins and outs of your situation, I'm wishing for you for the only the best to continue from this point forward, for sure. For sure. Yeah, their egos can't handle it. Yep, no depth to them. Yeah, these bots go haywire internally when we're around. It's like they start twitching, right? They start tweaking, don't they, Marvin? They fumble, they drop their keys, they're dropping their drink. They don't really know what to do when you come around. And it's like you would have thought that you just landed off another planet, from another planet, right? That's how they make you act. It's like they could have been anticipating your arrival, but they weren't really ready for the impact. You know what I mean? It's like brace yourselves. Like, those that show Mayday with the planes and stuff, and they talk about crash landings and stuff like that. And it's like brace yourself, but you don't know what you're bracing for, really. You're just doing it. Like, people, they know you're coming. They're gonna see you, they're gonna feel you, but they don't know how hard you're gonna hit, how deep you're really gonna get, how you're really gonna look, how your energy is gonna carry the room, like how everybody's gonna be moving different. Like, they didn't really know what they were really in for. You know what I mean? They don't really know what they're in for when you come around. You're not one dimensional. You go deep. And when you go deep, you're going to trigger people deeply, like profoundly, okay? Profoundly, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice to see you, reality. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. It's so nice to see you guys and understand that when you're the realest one in the room, you're going to ruffle a whole bunch of feathers. Not everybody's going to be on your side. Not everybody's going to hip hip hooray for you. You may expect it may feel embarrassing. I've already been in these situations where people have made me feel like, yeah, you're gonna have a good time. Come on out. You're gonna have a great time. We're gonna chill. We're gonna have fun. Come on. You trust it. You go. You kind of give in a little bit. You go. Everybody's acting like, who is that? They may know you. They may have known you from birth, but they're all acting different. They're all acting like it's like everybody is on their P's and Q's in a way. You know what I mean? Like sit up straight, shoulders back, like the Miss Trunchbull from Matilda. It's like everybody got to act real proper when you come around, real proper, get your lines straight. She's in the room, he's in the room. And it's like, you're just walking in the room. You're not really doing anything in terms of theatrics here. You're not for the gimmicks. You don't play games. You're just walking in like anybody else would have walked in, except when you walked in, you had a big impact here. People really felt you when you came on the scene, okay? Uh-huh. Thinking of Nipsey? Mm-hmm. When Nipsey Hussle in that track, Grinding on My Life, and I really like that track. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. I thought his music was really good. When he said in that track, Grinding on My Life, and what I perceived when he said the line, want a slice, got to roll the dice. When he said that, like every time I hear that track and I hear him say, want a slice, got to roll the dice. It's almost like if you want to live this life, this is what I perceived it as meaning. I'm not sure if this is what he meant, but this is what I thought it meant. It's like, if you really want to live that life, that good life that you imagine, like if you really want to be that person who's kind of in that good position, you got to gamble. Like you got to take a chance. You can't just expect things to be done for you or to be given to you. You have to roll the dice. You got to take a chance. You got to take the leap of faith because, this life, this is a wondrous life. Are you willing to do what you need to do to attain this kind of life? That's what I perceived that line as in that track. And I really like that track. Like I listened to that track on replay. Like I really like it. And I thought it was relatable, Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. I'm telling you, like when people, and I'm not going to go too deep in terms of Nipsey Hussle's passing and things like that. But one thing I will say that I see as a common trend here with a lot of people who are kind of like doing big things for the community, doing big things for the world, for their people that they love, even though they're in this new celebrity status or maybe a well-established celebrity status because they're good at what they do, they still are humble enough, right? Very humble to try to enrich the lives of those who may still be in that position that they may have been in the past, right? And one thing I noticed that jealousy is so rampant. I'm like, when people feel like you're going to take something from them, when people feel like you're going to take their shine, it's like they got to take you out. They got to take you down before you shine brighter than them. And it's like, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame, man. What a shame. Like people got to take you down before you go up. You understand? Or when they see you doing really good by the community, though, it's like, can you imagine though? Can you imagine the bare bones of that? Like you're a celebrity, you're really doing well, you're making numbers, you're doing what you like to do, right? And then on top of that, you didn't forget where you came from. You still go back, you help the community, you help people grow. You know how it is. You want to see people have a good fighting chance in life. And people are so jealous, right? Because not only do you have that status, you're in your field, you're doing well, you're excelling, you're making numbers, you're really, you're really out there. Not only that, but you're still humble enough to really make a change in the youth's lives and really feed the people who are starving on the streets. People are jealous. It takes a real one to do that. It takes a real one to change the hat that they wear, and be the person who's kind of like really in the, what do they call it? In the thick of it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, they always try to take out the real ones. You know, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. Hmm. Right. Right. They don't want to celebrate. And once again, there's enough for everybody, right? But they feel like you're taking it all. You're taking it all. It's not fair. You're it's almost like people think you have too much. They need to deplete you. It's like popping a balloon and the air comes out. They want to like take everything from you so that you're kind of like deflated, or you're kind of like, you know, like, what's the word? It's like you're depleted, you know, you have nothing. They want you with nothing, you know. They're fine with having nothing, but they want you to have nothing too. Do you know how weird that is to me? Like, that stuff doesn't make no sense. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. Nope. In the trenches, right? Yes, Nadia. Yep. Digital assets is the future. Educate yourselves, right? Right? They throw rocks and they hide their hands, right? It's like, I didn't do that. What, me? You're looking at me? No, you can't be thinking it's me. That's not me. I didn't do that. No, that was my bro. My bro did that. No, that was my bro on my Facebook. I didn't say that to you. He said, you ever been talking to people and it's like people are talking to you online? You think you're talking to one person, but somebody else is really talking to you. I'm telling you, people will play the weirdest games with you because they want to see once again, like, if they can mess your mind up. Like, I've been in these situations where I'm talking to somebody, thinking I'm talking to one person, talking to somebody I know, and then lo and behold, it's like, oh no, actually it's this person. And it's like, why am I talking to you? Why are you impersonating another individual? It's almost like they want you to look crazy, or they want you to feel stupid. You know what I mean? They want you to feel like, nah, you're not that real, because if you were real, you would have known that you weren't really talking to who you thought you were talking to. Like, people do this. People do the craziest things to try to expose you. And all they're doing here is showing how unstable they are, right? I mean, think about it, really. Who does that? Who does that? Who tries to trip somebody up and pretend to be somebody else? All these impersonators, all these lurkers, all these people who watch you very closely, all these people who wish they kind of had your life and your shine, and they cannot have your shine because it wasn't made for them in the way that it was made for you. These people do the most to try to expose that you're fraudulent, that you're the imposter. But we know that they are the true imposters. They can't be themselves in this world. In this lifetime, they will always try to be like somebody else. But you're real to the bone. You're going to trouble people because of this. You're going to trouble people because you're real to the bone. People don't like that. Can you imagine? Like, who doesn't like somebody who's real? What? That's what everybody wants, that, right? Everybody wants a real friend, right? A real confidant, homie, whatever you want to call it. You would think everybody wants that, right? But when you know how they say, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Like, that's how people move with you. They can't handle the heat, the fire, the flame, the energy, your glow. They can't handle it, so they get out of the kitchen. They run away. They want to cut ties. They want to ghost you now. You understand? I'm telling you, you got that high spirit, man. You got that high spirit. People can't mess with you. They can't trip you up. You always find out in the end, you know? Mm-hmm. Authenticity is genuine, right? You know why? That's a beautiful question, Carlotta. I'm so sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. My apologies. Um, it's such a valid question here, right? Why is it that they can't stay away? Like, y'all ghosted me, and now you want me to come back, or you want me to come back around you, or you want to link up, and it's like, but wait, I thought you didn't like me. No, but they're obsessed though. They're obsessed with your energy. They really love your energy. They love how you get down, but they hate how you get down. It's shaky. It's shaky with these people. They don't know what they want. You know, they like you because they know you're real, but they hate you because they know they're not real like you. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. You know, so and when you're too real, I'm telling you, like, when you're too real, you're gonna see all the types of games come up, all types of trickery, all types of deception. People are going to do a whole lot of things to make you feel uncomfortable when you come around, when you show your face. when people see that you're deeper than them, when people see that you're more intelligent than them. Once again, it's not a competition. It's not this no reality show who's the best pick. The bottom line here is that you were born to be intelligent, born to be broad-minded, born to be a leader of sorts. So when people don't understand that it's that deep, we can't really expect them to be able to relate to us on a deep level, right? We have to make sure that we understand how we kind of make other people feel to kind of understand from their point of view. We cannot expect ourselves from others. If we're very real and we think we're real, oh, I'm cool, I'm real, I'm honest, I tell the truth, I'm nice to them, I give to them, they'll do the same for me. I have no doubts. It's doubtful. Very doubtful that they're going to move the exact way or in a similar fashion as you, because they're not real like you. So how could they? They're not real like you. They don't move like you. So how can we expect that they would be able to understand and know the level of treatment they should be putting onto you? It's like it's too deep. It gets too messy for them. Like they can't digest that, Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Reggie. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I'm loving it. And continue to be real in the ways that you are. If you're real, a real good, whatever you do and whatever you love to do, keep doing it, because I guarantee when you keep doing it, you're going to get better at it. And when you get better at it, you're going to be the best at it. All right. And of course, perfection, as we all know, is subjective here, right? But the bottom line is your essence is what's really the driving force here. So even though you're doing something as 2 million people might be doing in your city, you do it a little different. You go about it a little bit differently. Your energy speaks for itself. Speaks for itself, Yep. Yep, LJ. Yep. Yeah, Nadia, exactly. Their instant reflex is to throw shade, not to congratulate you, right, Nadia? Not to give you a hug, right? Not to take you out to dinner, right? Not to, say, wow, good job. That's awesome, right? It's almost like to give you condescending feedback or condescending comments to make you feel low about your highs. Like who does that? Once again, it's like these backwards receptions that we get. We're not expecting for people to treat us so poorly when we're going so high, when we're really doing well, right? So it could send us into a tailspin here. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical, you know. Thank you, Street Nasty. Yep. New beginnings, absolutely. I make them burn in my light. And I bet that you do. A lot of people burn. It's like, I'm melting, from classic, Wizard of Oz film, right? It's like you make these people melt. Like you make people like disappear, shrink in their seat when you're around, all right? And Wayfair, once again, is still trying to proposition me to get some furniture. Thank you so much. By the grace of God, we connect. Thank you for your word. Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, T, what's up? I can't even deal with illogical people, right? It's like people who don't use their mind. But once again, though, Antoinette, let's be forthcoming here with this, though. We both know that that when you have a mind that is configured in the way that yours is, you're going to find that it's like the scales are not evening out. The scales are not equal. It's not, you're always going to feel like you have to drag these people along in a way. You ever feel like you got to like, those memes where they say, oh, like when you have to take your brother to the store and you see this kid in the background and you don't really want to do it. It's like you have to drag these people along with you. Because it's like if you didn't, they would just let go when they don't know. Like you lead the way, you show the way, you follow the leader, literally. People follow you. People will follow what you do. And if you don't do nothing that they can see, they don't know what to follow here. I'm telling you, copycat energies, Mm-hmm. Oh, they absolutely do, Carlotta. They do. They will project and they will continue to project because that's all they can do to further themselves from having to take responsibility for their state of affairs. That's the bottom line here. If they feel like it's too much to deal with their own pain, their own trauma, and their own mess, they're going to feel like, well, I'm going to attack the guy who's doing super good right now, put him in a problem, make him pay my bills, make him do what he has to do for me. Meanwhile, I pretty much spit on his parade. I pretty much, minimize everything that he does, distract him and make him feel low so people feel like he's not real or people will not see him or look at him in the best light. It gets dirty. It gets low. It's like people will do the weirdest things, just in the pursuit of seeing you in a losing position. They're not getting it though. You're never going to lose. You may take some steps back like Monopoly. You know how Monopoly goes, go back 5 spaces or whatever other games that are like that. You know what I mean? Go back 10, but you're going to proceed though. Eventually you're going to proceed and it's going to be trouble along the way. You may got to pay the banker or something. But either way, it's like you're going to go forward and eventually you're going to win. Eventually you're going to get to your next goal. Your next race is going to start, People don't understand that. They don't get that. It's this very simple concepts they refuse to accept when it comes to you. To everybody else, to a lay person out there in the streets that they do not know, they get it. But when it's you, they don't want to get it. They don't see it. They don't feel like, no, you don't fit the demographic here. You don't fit that. No, you're an exemption here, right? People are going to treat you like you're an exemption and in the worst way. Not an exemption like, oh, I don't have to get a shot or, oh, I don't have to go to the trip or I don't have to do this. And you kind of feel good about it. You kind of got, you were taken out of a situation that, people are going to make you feel left out, like ostracized, like it doesn't apply to you. You're not great. They are great out there. You're not great. You're not good. You're not going to make it. But people out there, they don't know from a can of paint, they're going to make it, right? They're going to help them, right? It just goes to show how low people are. They don't want to support their own people because you're too real. Like it's shameful here, right? Because you know how you moved with them and you always cared for them and showed them love. Let's turn the tables around and these people act like they don't know you, right? But they're going to call you though. What do they want? What do they want? Ignoring the noise, right? Exactly. Kelly, what can I say? You're taking it away. You know what I mean? You're taking it away. There's enough for everybody to go up, right? Everybody can go up. Let's go up together. Let's help each other out. I know you guys have done this in this live stream right now. I know all of you have found a way to help somebody that you love and that you believe loves you too. Try to help them go up, try to show them a better way, right? Take them out of a situation. You never really judged them. You never really made them feel any different. But watch when it's you. Watch when those tables turn. They're not going to treat you with the same respect. So you got to know how to move. You have to know how to move accordingly. Don't let these people deplete your energy here. They will do it without even a thought of what you've done, without even a thought of what you have helped them with. They don't care. They do not care, Right, Marvin, exactly. They just don't want to do the work, right? And it's extremely unfortunate. It's like we have to pick up the slack for another man or another woman, right? And then they try to diss us after we do. What? I'm telling you, the craziest things, the most oddest things have happened to me that fall in line with this exact topic here. And many, many topics that I talk about here on the Mindset Elevator. Twisted souls, like people who just do not treat you the same way as you treat them, right? And so in order to protect your assets here, to protect your mind and protect how, protect your integrity here, you got to move a little different. Don't switch up how you are to the majority, like still do real, still do good, but some of these folks who try to use you and try to deplete you, you got to move a little bit different. It's going to feel a little bit weird because you're very much used to being there for people, being of service to people. And then you realize these people are playing games with you. You realize people don't treat you the same way. They'll leave you high and dry and they don't really care where you end up. But then, after they do that to you, you want to help them out of the mud and they accept the help, but then they diss you again. It's foul. It's super foul, super foul. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Nadia. Don't give unconditional love to people who disrespect you, right? I mean, you can love people, right? But you don't have to put your all into it, especially when there's disrespect as the foundation here. If love is not the foundation and it's just disrespect and it's just trifling tendencies here, you don't owe these people nothing. I had to learn that. I don't owe these people nothing. Like they're trying to deplete me. They think that you have no clue. They think that because you're very kind, very hospitable, very enriching, you're very much forward thinking, forward moving, that you're not going to really be aware of the tactics that they're putting on you. But not only are you aware, you're hyper alert. Like they don't get this. They don't get this about you. There's so many things about you. There's so many layers to you. It all adds up to the same thing. You're too real and they don't know what to do with it. You're too real and they don't know how to wade these waters. You know what I mean? How do they stay afloat here? They can't. It's like their surfboard keeps tipping over. They don't know how to be around you. They don't know how to navigate these waters. So that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Leaders live a lonely life. Absolutely. They will steal your dreams. Yeah. Right. Right. Keep your circles right, Brian. And it's so nice to see you, Brian. Yeah. Mm. Right. It's like you know a lot, but you may not be letting it on what you know, right? And it's not because you're trying to be deceitful here. It's more of you're just let's see what these people do. Let's see how they move. You know what's up, you know what's going on. They think you don't know what's going on, but it's weird because they know you're very smart and they know you're very knowing, but at the same time thinking that they're tricking you. It's just very shaky all around. When you're a real person, you give that real energy. It's always going to be a little shaky when you go around certain folks because they're going to treat you like flip-floppy. They know you're smart, but they're going to try to act like you don't know nothing. They're going to try to trick you like you have no clue. It's like, it's really messy. It's really messy. All right. Very messy, very trifling. A lot of times people move bad. They move bad. They move weird. You know what I mean? And it's all in the pursuit to make you look like the bad guy or to make you look like, you don't know what you're talking about. The people who are very real are going to have narcissists coming out of the woodwork trying to defame you and trying to tarnish your name. But a lot of them are damaged souls, and that's why they go about life like this. They go about looking for people, victimizing people left and right, trying to look for somebody who they feel like they wish they could be like. They go for people who they know are really going up. They go for people who they know are they have a glow to them. You've got a glow to you. And this is why a lot of people move the way that they do. They want to try to dim the glow and stop the train here. And it's not going to be successful because, when one race finishes, another one is beginning for you. That's the bottom line. They don't get that though, because their minds aren't that deep because they're not real like you. And when you're real, you're secure. So even if your situation isn't favorable right now, you know that you're going to go up tomorrow, find a way. Thank you so much, Cam. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it's really good to see you. Hmm. Too much hatred in the world, and it is extremely sad. Right. Yeah. Give me one moment, guys. I'm really having a fun night tonight. When you're too real, it's like wearing it on your sleeve. There's no hiding it. There's nothing you could do to hide your realness or hide your true nature. And more times than not, you're going to get a more negative reception than a positive reception when you're showing people who you really are and you're showing people what you're made of, right? They're going to be afraid of you. Afraid. Like we're Freddy, like we're what's his name? Leatherface. Like we're really ghouls, like we're really goblins, right? Like you spook people like that. But all you're doing is being real. All you're doing is showing your true stripes. All you're doing is showing you who you really are. You're showing these people who you are, what you're made of, and they're afraid and they're upset because they can't compare. right? But how can they compare with someone who's been crafted individually and very much like to a T for you? There's no comparison here, right? Yeah. And Cam, you're always welcome to stop by. All of you guys are always welcome to stop by. I love how this elevator is growing. It's extremely humbling. I love it. I love sharing, my experiences too. And I love it when you guys share your experiences as well. It's awesome. This is what it is. It's therapeutic for everybody. Everybody's getting help here. Everybody's getting insight here. I'm here, I'm just a vessel. At this point, as I see it, I'm just kind of like, I have these things in my mind, in my heart that I want to share because I dealt with a lot of weird stuff too. And it's like it's also therapeutic for me to get your insight. It's like, it's not just me putting stuff out there. So I really love that. I really love that. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Right. Right, reality. Like, how do you know? How do you know so much? Who taught you that? No, they're going to dismiss you before you even get in another word. They will dismiss you because they know you're going to go in. Give me one moment, guys. I'll be back. Thank you so much. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. Thank you so much for waiting. If you ever felt like you have to be somebody else when you go around people, if you ever feel like you gotta put on another face, put on another, like it's like Two-Face, that character Two-Face. If you ever, well, without the evil aspect here, but it's like when you have like the thing about you though, right? Let's be fair here. Let's be fair. Let's think about the haters for a little bit. When you're multifaceted and when you have a broad mind and you're able to look at things from many different aspects, that alone is going to be kind of like a trigger for people in the sense that they don't know a lot of people who do a lot and they're real like that. They're real with it. You know what I mean? Like you ever went into a shop or ever went into a place where you are to be serviced and these people are doing it. They're supposed to be making money. They're supposed to be making bank, but you could tell that their heart is really in it. You could tell they really have a deep love for the community. They have a deep love for what they do. And it's not to say that they're kind of like making themselves meek so they don't make a profit or so they don't have enough to pay their mortgage or whatever. It's not to that degree. It's that the humbleness comes out, that real vibe comes out, that good conversation comes out, those life lessons come out. They want to see you come out of that seat as a changed person, or at least an enlightened person, a little bit more enlightened, a little bit more insightful than you were when you walked in. All of this is a sign here. There are some very real people who will do things not because of the money, not because of the recognition, because they are compelled to do the right things in life. And of course, when you're compelled, like you all are, to do the right things in life, you're going to trigger so many people around you because many people are not really doing this thing called life with virtue, with love. They're doing it because they got to beat the next man, beat the next woman, race against time to, compete with somebody who doesn't even know you. It's like, what's the end game here? Well, where does the real come in? When you bring that real 24/7, 365 days of the year, 365 days of the year, you're going to have enemies. Can you imagine how jarring that is? How ridiculous that is? But this is real. That's what it is. Years go by and some stuff never changes, okay? The haters will always get older but get more bitter, okay? Like they will get upset because no matter what age, no matter what life threw your way, you still kind of bounced back. You did your best. You're getting a lot more. They didn't really fathom this. They're going a little crazy because they spoke ill of you. So they're trying to, it's very shaky once again, very shaky, very uncertain. Mm-hmm. Yes. Hey, Joshua. Yep. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely genuine. You're not going to have many people around you willing to hear the real, willing to hear the nitty gritty of whatever it is you're getting into because they don't understand it genuine. They do not understand it. They do not want to get into it. It's almost like I've been told by people, Andrea, just don't don't talk about that. What, can you repeat that? Can you come again? You know, what did you just say? Like, who says that? Who thinks of that? And so, of course, when you're thinking outside the box, because you're not confined to a box, you're very much like out there. You're very much immersed in the world. You're not in your bubble, your own bubble. You know, like it's almost like you're very nomadic in a way, right? You're never in one place for too long. You're never doing one thing for too long. Very much nomadic mindset. You're kind of always on the move, always on the go, always looking. People think that you're going to be here tomorrow, so they try to copy you, beat you to it. Tomorrow you're over there, and they just can't catch up to you because you're too real. You're too real, all right? Yep, you're too real. I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. They want stones rather than gold, right? And what is it all in the pursuit of? To try to see the next man go down or the next woman go down? For what? For what? Where is the support? Where is the uplifting, right? But like I said, like the premise of this entire live, only the real will recognize the real, will relate to the real, will go up with the real, will want to be a part of the real. And the people who do it for the wrong reasons, they're not real. They're not doing it for the right reasons. They can't relate to you. You could be in a room amongst these folks, you're going to feel that the tension is really there and it's really strong and you're being ostracized possibly. And if this is what's happening to you, understand it's because you're a different type of person. You're very unique and you make people uncomfortable, of course not purposely. That's just what's happening here. You know? Snakes, snakes, right? And I do have another live that I recorded many months ago, I think probably sometime last year. Snakes, you got to watch your step. You got to watch where you go and who you talk to and the fields that you walk into. Like, you got to be very careful, very wary, because when people see that you're real and you're not like the rest, they're going to try their hardest to try to taint the minds of others to get people away from you, get people to stay away and to not look at you as a trustworthy individual. All because of envy, because you have knowledge and they don't got the same knowledge that you've got. Or you've got, you have a higher sense of self. You really love yourself. Have you ever seen people switch up because you started to love on yourself? Why would they do that? Because they know that you're real and you deserve it, and you're glowing and you're growing and you're getting everything in life. Like, these people are shook. They don't like it. They don't like it. Mm-hmm. Cut off all snakes. Now I have peace. Yep. And the snakes will want to tempt you, right? I mean, we've seen that, right? We've seen the snakes try to tempt for you to come around. It's going to be cool. It's going to be great. You're going to be with me. You're going to be with me, right? I went to a party a few years ago. I think it was back in 2016. Went to a party with a friend, paid for the tickets, paid for everything. Not that it's a massive factor here, but it's just the principle here. You know what I mean? Like, trying to take them out to have a good time, but then couldn't see this person, didn't see this person all night, did not see this person all night, was just with the other people that came with us, and she was nowhere to be found. She was nowhere to be seen. And then at the end of the night, okay, when the place was closing, then she pops up. And I'm not even kidding. It's one of those things where you think about to yourself, like, damn, that's what they think of you. That's what they think of you. Like, that's what, you could take people, you could show people a lot of good things. You could take people, have a great time. but they're going to use you so they could do what they want to do and leave you high and dry, leave you worrying, leaving you stressing about if they're okay, if they're good, but you're still there. So you kind of want to have a good time, but people will use you because they know you're real and they know that you're very kind. Like they know that you're very giving here. They know that you're very kind. Like you'll do it. You will do it. And that situation really taught me, not because that was the only situation, it was just a number of situations that culminated into, that was very much the proof that I needed, that some people who roll with you, some people who come next to you, some people who will take from you, some people who will try to act like they're your friend, they're your buddy, they love you, they like you, they'll leave you stranded, and you foot the bill. You foot the bill. You paid for that. You took care of that. It's like they're jealous, but they took it anyway. Can't beat them, gotta join them, but I'm still gonna play games with them, right? I don't let those type of people around me anymore. I think it's safe to say that certain unions, they kind of wither away when you realize it's very much one-sided and it's very much transactional here. You know what I mean? It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. It backfired. All the tax that they tried to put on us backfired, right? And it's because you were meant to be real. You were made to be real. You were made to show the masses what it is to be real, what it is to be open minded, right? You were not scared to learn. You were not scared to grow. And a lot of people are scared of growth because they're scared of failure, right? They're scared of it not working out. Do you know how many ventures I've done? How many business ideas I've had? How many, programs in college I've done, and I've just never completed them or never really, because in one part of my mind I really wanted to finish something and to be proud of it, but on the other side it's like it's almost like you trying to prove to other people that you're worth it and that you can make it. But don't make the same mistake that I made many times over, right? If you know you're real, you're going to be real good at whatever you do. And no matter how many failures that come your way, you're a real one. That's never going to change. You're real to the bone, like you're bad to the bone, okay? Bad in a good way. You're real to the bone, and you're never going to really be in a bad situation for too long. Don't be like me, people pleasing for people who don't give a rat's behind. They don't care about what you're dealing with. You got to care about what you're dealing with, because you're going to be the person doing all the heavy lifting, doing all the studying, perhaps, doing all the traveling, perhaps. So you got to be the person who wants to do it, not because you think other people want to see you doing that. Like I said in many of my videos, some of these people are going to be unsatiated for life. They're never going to be happy with what you show or what you talk about. They're never going to celebrate you no matter what you do. Your small wins, your big wins, they're not going to celebrate. So always do it because you want to do it. Do it because it feels right. Do it because it's real for you. It's good for you, right? It's not something that's just in your imagination. You're trying to make something of your life. You got to do it because you want to, not because you think these people want you to do it. Because trust and believe, a lot of them don't want to see you rise. If you want to see yourself rise, rise, because they're never going to be satisfied. They're always going to hate. Love yourself, right? Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have to fall to go up, right? Right. Or think about building a house on unstable foundation, perhaps, right? Or knocking down the walls, but not really tackling the foundation that's been there for more than half a century or more than 100 years. You got to make sure that foundation is stable in order for you to feel confident in building a structure on top of this foundation. Of course, make sure you're taking care of yourself, taking care of your state of affairs, and getting rid of baggage, getting rid of things that are not serving you any purpose these days. It's going to hurt. It's going to bother you sometimes when you got to get rid of stuff that is not working out for you, including people, cutting people off, letting people go, because they're making your foundation or your growth or your come up very unstable, very uncertain, because they're uncertain about where they're going. So they want you to be uncertain about where you're going. It's all projection here, right? So nip it in the bud when you can, because a lot of people are going to try their hardest to take you away from your path, right? It's like putting up a smoke screen or whatever they call it. Like they're going to try to stop you. They want to distort your mind. They want to confuse you, create confusion, create delusions, right? Around what you're building here. So make sure that you know that you're moving up and you're moving right and you have a positive outlook and you're doing it because you want to do it, okay? Don't do it to appease nobody. It's not going to work. You're going to make yourself feel low. You're going to make yourself feel bad. Like, oh, like no one's paying attention. No one's, because they're all jealous. You can't expect people who are jealous and want to be in your spot to give you praise. They're not happy with what you're doing because they wish they had the cadence to do it too, or the willpower to do it too, and they don't. So they hate, right? They will hate. Yes, Empowered says hug yourself, speak into yourself, take time for yourself, heal yourself. Absolutely. I mean, because this is what's going to help you be the best person that you can be, right? And, I'm telling you, you're on the right path right now because you're so real and you're so good at what you do. And because you're so good at what you do, nobody's going to really be able to penetrate that. They're not going to be able to stop it. They're going to try. These people, it's like, don't you have something better to do? Don't you have somewhere to be? But no, these people want to be right up next to you, causing blockages, creating delusions, and making people feel like you're not worth investing in or you're not worth paying attention to or even looking your way. People are looking your way. Trust me, they're looking your way. Okay? Joshua says, I've outgrown a lot of people and I refuse to lower my vibration just to please them. Keep doing what you're doing, Joshua. Keep doing what you're doing, and understand that it's not unheard of that we try to appease people that we love and we care about. I've done this. I've done all of this. I'm not on here just talking about things from an objective perspective or from a textbook perspective. Never that. I'm talking about things that I've dealt with, that I currently still deal with, right? And the bottom line is that when people know that you're vibrating very high, they're going to try to get everybody against you. They're going to try to get everybody to look away from you. They're going to try to make everybody think differently of you. Like what people thought of you originally, which was the good thing. They want people to say, no, like she's not like that. He's not really that way. They're lying. She's really messed up. She's really crazy. He has a few screws loose. No. Wow. It's like, I'm telling you, jealousy is rampant. Envy is rampant. It doesn't make sense. But to them, it makes a lot of sense. They see that you're going up. They see you're a real one, and they want to destroy that. They want to destroy how you are perceived by other people in the community, right? And so it's like, why do all that? Though, work on yourself. Why do all that? I know who I am, but they want you to, it's a doozy. It's a doozy. Mm-hmm. Right? They wish to be you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the live right now. I'm loving these comments that I'm seeing right now. Because literally everything that you guys are saying is resonating with me. Yep. The dreamer says, also gotta be sure to be in a relationship with God. He will show you who those people truly are and what's in their hearts. Yup. 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 Can you imagine people you've known all your life snaking you? But it seems commonplace now. It seems like things that just happen on the regular now, doesn't it? People who you've known and who have known you acting like they like you got debts to pay, or like you owe them something, right? You owe them nothing. For you to grace them with your presence is a present. All right? Who do they think they are? Who do they think they are trying to tell you what you should do or who you should be or how far you should reach, right? From the comforts of their confines, right? From the comforts of their box, right? They're trying to tell you you can't go that high. You shouldn't go there. You shouldn't do that. I heard, I heard, I heard. It's like these people hear a lot, but they don't have nothing. They have nothing. There's no follow up. It's simply just to maim your mind. It's simply to cause a blockage. No follow up, no evidence, no genuine care for your elevation. It's simply just to stop you in your tracks. Cold turkey, done. They don't want to see you go up. They want to mess your mind up. So you got to know how to move with these people and have a big mind. Continue to grow your mind, elevate your mind, right? See how these people really move around you. They're not going to always move clean. You understand? They move dirty, right? Not everybody in your life may move dirty. A lot of people may be really good to you, really wholesome connections. Hold on to those connections as long as they're synchronized and as long as they're aligned with your spirit, because we can have really like a long time connection with somebody. And then it's now we're realizing that this connection is very shaky and this connection is very transactional, or this connection is not really like equal. Okay. And I'm telling you, time will tell. People will switch up on you. You know them your whole life. They may have birthed you. They may be your parents, they may be your relatives, right? Know you from birth, know you from when you were a baby, right? I change your diapers, all this and that, right? Apparently that's supposed to earn your, apparently that's supposed to give some kind of respect, some homage to them, right? Pay homage to them because they changed your diapers, or they brought you to school, or they did these little things, and now they try to hold it against you. But these are things that you do when you nourish someone, when you try to bring them up in the best way possible. An uncle to a nephew, a grandmother to a grandson. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're doing it because you love the individual. But how is it and why is it that when you grow up and when you glow up, these are the same people that feel like they can't reach you, or they gotta beat you, or they gotta put you in your place, or you're ruining the dynamic? No, you're doing too much. It's like, what? And they say, well, I changed your diapers. So it's like, okay, that was an obligation. That was something you had to do. That was a duty of yours because a child was brought into the world. So you do what you got to do. You don't hold it against them when they're an adult and going up. Narcissists. I'm telling you, narcs. They don't want you to pass them up. It's crazy. Tell them. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Mind games, trifling. It's just low down. You know what I mean? Low down when you're high up. High up and moving higher and moving with grace, moving with gratitude. All right. You're real smooth with it. You're not cocky with it. You just know who you are now. This season and all seasons to follow, you're moving accordingly, right? Because you're too real and you're not willing to backtrack. I'm telling you, take it from me. Last summer, I almost had an epiphany. It's like everything about my life that was wrong, right, blew up in my face, and it was extremely unnerving to me, extremely uncomfortable. Didn't really know what was happening here. Last summer, 2022, right? Since then, haven't moved the same. Cut off people, don't want to talk to you. I see what you do. I see what you said. I see how you act, and it's like everything came to the surface and there's no hiding that, right? So you got to move accordingly. Not everybody who's been there for you your whole life, they see you in a new way. They try to fashion themselves to you, right? They're trying to act like they're better than you, right? But the bottom line is that they've not done the work, okay? And you're too real and you're unwavering. So that's what it is. That's what it is. That's right, genuine. Karma is real. Karma is real. I don't fall for that game anymore, Ethan says. Yep. Empowered Educator says, someone said it's the year for abundance. Absolutely, right? Even abundance in joy, abundance in happiness. Happiness is just free. Friendship is free. I mean, these are the things that we want so much of because it makes us feel good about our situation. Even if we don't have all the money or the car or the property we wanted, we didn't get the house, but you're still so heavily blessed and overflowing in happiness. Like, what's really going to touch you though? Tomorrow is a better day. Tomorrow's a new day, Right. King Day says, my parents look at me like the alien I am. King Day, you're not no alien. You're just different. You're just probably real in your own way. And a lot of people are very old fashioned and don't want to look at you in the way that you are, don't want to accept you in the way that you're made, And it's disheartening, but you just got to know how to move with these people. Be yourself. Do what you want. Do what you want. Do what's best for you. I was a pushover, guys. I was a pushover. Mega. Like, it's sad. I could cry, but I could laugh about it. You know what I mean? Like, I could feel sad and upset. The amount of times I spent crying because people would make fun of me, people would hurt my feelings, people would pick on me, all types of stuff. I'm not really ashamed to say any of this because, like, I'm in a new energy now. I'm not in that meek, quiet, wallflower energy, where people are going to tell me what to do and I say, yes, ma'am. No, no. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you no, right? So trust and believe. It's like when people realize that you were real from the get-go, when people realize that you were real from the jump, and you were the only one, trust me, they know you were the one that never switched up on them. They got all their homies, all their folks switching up on them, right? Left and right. They don't know them from a can of paint. But you always were kind of there. You gave that extension. You held out your hand, like you gave a hug. You were always still there. People don't show you the respect that you deserve. It's unbelievable, right? You're too real. Who does that? You do that. You're too real. Not a lot of people are going to be willing to move how you move and trek forward in life like you trek forward and be hospitable and be good and be gracious. You're like the all-star and they're all upset. They're all upset. All of them. They could pretend like they don't feel no type of way. They're in their little groups talking about you. They're in their little cliques talking about you. Oh, do you see so-and-so? Who does she think she is? Who does he think he is? Acting like that, right? You did the work though, so you deserve all the blessings that you got right now. Okay? Trust me. Trust me. Right. Thank you, T. And you keep shining too. I see you doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. I like what I see. I love seeing that elevation in everybody. And where's Kevin tonight? Kevin was supposed to send me some of the links to his music. What a shame that Kevin's not here tonight. I remember a lot, if you guys want to share what you're working on and stuff like that, I love it. I love it. I like that. I like to see everybody elevate. I like to see everybody find themselves, It's wonderful. It's wonderful, I know. And I'm sorry that happened too, But that's why I work extra hard to teach my two daughters that you're going to come across people who are not nice. You're going to come across people who are not kind, who are going to try to treat you very differently. They may. it may not happen to you. Move through life and know that most people are good. They're going to act real good, but some people can switch on you. Some people could, you have to know how to navigate these waters here, right? Because I was a child when the bullying happened, right? Just a child, grade 4, grade 5, very young, very impressionable. Do you know what that does to a child's mind? Do you know what that does to a youth's mind, where they believe that everybody's against them and that's how it's always going to be? It's like you're in between a rock and a hard place, but you got to go to school. You got to be amongst your bullies. You got to show your face. You got to graduate. You got to get up. You got to go. And it's like you have no choice. You got to go. Even when people hate you, you're being amongst people who can't stand you. What is it going to be tomorrow, right? What sort of attack am I going to get tomorrow? I'm sad that it happened too. I would cry. I'd be upset. Right? A lot of people, they just don't know that though. I mean, they know now. But, a lot of people don't know that, and they think that you're stush, right? They don't know the adversity you faced. They don't know the bullying. They don't know the teasing, the taunting, and they have the audacity to bully you. They don't know they're adding to the trauma. They don't know they're adding to the pain, And so, of course, there's a lot of pain when you get bullied, you get teased, and you get mocked. Anything you say sounds stupid to a lot of people, right? Because they don't like when you talk. They see you vibe high, even though they try to put you low, right? But what I would say to my haters right now is like what Chris Brown says: "Look at me now, look at me now." You know what I mean? Like, because think about it though. It's like you're not the same person that you used to be. Look at me now. They don't recognize you now though. I mean, they know it's you, but it's like, wow, what a transformation, bro. What a transformation. You are not the same person that you used to be. They used to tease you. They used to try to get under your skin. Really? They can't believe, they're ashamed. They don't know what to do. They got to let it go. Mm-hmm. King Day. I'm going to set, of course, usually after I do my lives, I send a follow-up post on my community post. So you could certainly send me your links for your music. You got SoundCloud, I don't know what other musical platforms people are using these days. I'd love to hear it. Like, I love this stuff. I love this stuff. I love it because it's all about elevation here. I love it. I love it. I'm like, where's Kevin too? Like, Kevin was here the last time. And but it's all right. Not everybody can come all the time, but I'd love to know what you guys are working on here. Are you guys nurses? Are you guys trying to be doctors? Are you guys entrepreneurs? Do you guys write? I write. Do you guys publish work? What do you guys do? I'd love to know. Ethan, your video's on YouTube. I'm going to check it out. Level up. Yep. Kelly says level up. King Day said my family bullied me, my parents too. That's a shame. They have to laugh to keep from crying, reality says. Right. Yeah. Yep. The secret competition is crazy. Right. Secret competition, it's unbeknownst to you, right? You're the only person that's not aware that you're in this. It's like the Truman Show. You're the only one that's not aware of what's going on, and you're the main character here, right? And shout out to Jim Carrey. He is super dope. Super, super dope. Mm-hmm. They can't handle it and it hurts them, right? Yeah, T said is crazy. Mm-hmm. The Irwin Show, huh? Mm-hmm. I agree, LJ. All cool people up in this live right now, all real people. All right. I can almost feel the energy coming through my phone right now. And it's like, it's palpitating. It really is. It's sad, but true. I know more than I let on. When the stage light, reality says, when the stage light marked Cirrus fell, same thing when the satellite fell, Truman. Mm-hmm. Right. Poems are wonderful. It's pretty crazy. Not a lot of people know this, but when I was like a teenager and I was sitting at the breakfast table, eating breakfast and stuff, I would just read the dictionary from front to back. The dictionary, I'm not kidding, this big old dictionary, read it from to back, learn new words, I would just, the dictionary, I would read the dictionary, and I would make it like clockwork, and I would really want to learn new words and learn new things. And it's not a typical book that you sit down there and read. I just had the feeling like I wanted to enrich myself. I wanted to learn more, even as a youth, even as a child. And it's like anytime I saw somebody being bullied or being teased and stuff, part of me felt kind of scared to stand up for people, but part of me felt like their pain. It's like, I'm telling you, all you could do is be the person that you are, be real with yourself, do the best that you can in life, and understand no matter what you do, you're going to face adversity, you're going to face a backlash. Even the people with the best plan, or people with the best intentions, are going to get shot down, because people don't want to see the real. They don't want to be a part of the real. They want to be a part of the facade, right? Don't be a part of the facade. Be a part of the solution here, okay? Be authentic, right? Mm-hmm. Be original, right? The underdog, right? Exactly. I always felt sympathy towards people who clearly, like, there was a disconnect between them and everybody else, just like there was a disconnect between me and everybody else. Once again, you don't have to do nothing to these people. You don't got to trouble these people or say one mean word to anybody. They will look at you, they will target you, and you'll be the target until you get away, right? And that's what it was for me. It was pretty crazy. Okay, it was pretty crazy. But I think what really gets your haters and your bullies quite riled up is the fact that even when you show your face, when you show up, you got to smile. You know what you got to do. You're there for a mission, you're there for a purpose. You're not really going to make them stop you. You still got money to make, still got, minds to broaden. You still have a purpose in life, and you're not going to let their ways stop you, or their taunting, their bad ways, their ill thoughts, or their smear campaigns try to get you to be docile here, or unmoving, right? Just keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. Thank you, Norianette. Norianette, I hope I said your name right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Right, snakes. Yeah, a bunch of snakes. Mm-hmm. Yep. So thank you guys so much for the positive vibes. I love it. I love it. And to keep doing what you guys do. Okay. Real recognizes real. The real ones are going to be able to relate. The real ones are going to be able to take you out of a bad situation, at least mentally, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, help you rise out of a negative situation. Okay. They may not be able to completely fix your situation, but at least give you some tools where, you have a better outlook. You have a better, you have more optimism here. Stay high vibing, okay? Stay high vibing. Yup. Stay high vibing. I used to love Dave Chappelle when keeping it real goes wrong. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Surviving to thriving. Nice to see you. Right. Be the observer and monitor your reactions. Absolutely. Should have a series for the chosen ones. Do you think I should do that? Thank you. And of course, when you're real, people are going to think you're the coolest. A lot of them are just not going to say nothing about it. They don't want to really say it. It's like it's something unspoken. They don't, it's almost like they telepathically think that you should get it. You know what I mean? Like telepathically, they think you should know that's what they feel about you. But how? How? You know, when everybody moves weird, like, how do you discern a real from a fake, right? But the thing about it that's crazy that even people who pose as real can be the fakest in the room as well. They can trip you up, they can play games and pretend because they want to get in your good graces or be next to you, and then they switch and they show you that they're not really who they say they are, right? The real imposters, but because projection is a disease, they're going to make it seem like you're the imposter. You're not as real as you claim you are, right? It's pretty crazy how they move, you know? Mhm. Right? T, like telepathically. They expect you to have a clue, have an inkling that they're on your side, right? But they can switch up on you in a drop of a dime. Like they don't care, you know? Sorry, not all are chosen. Right. Right. Yep. Illinois to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the building, east side. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Game players. Right. They messed up when it came to you. They messed up. They shouldn't have done what they did. Now they can't be seen with you. Right. Because you're on another level here. You're not really on the tip that you were on last week, perhaps last month, last year, right? You've elevated and they're not able to keep up, right? So they're going to try to tear you down. That's what they're going to try to do, right? Mm-hmm. They can't get to you. Absolutely. Because you're too real. Listen, the premise is that you're too real. You're too high vibing here. You're too much for them. It's almost like you're the type of person that um you're the type of person. Oh, thank you so much, Norianette. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so so much. So much. Mm-hmm. Empowered says these people tried to fight me and I my knees, got on my knees and asked Yah to protect me from my enemies. Hmm. Fake people will always hate the real, Joshua says. Nature is key, reality says. Quiet the mind from the chatter of the matrix demons. Yes. Yep. Nori, it's okay if I call you Nori? I think you said that earlier. Is it okay if I call you Nori? I'm just happy you're here. You know what I mean? I'm just happy that you're here. I'm happy that all of you guys are here and really adding a lot of substance to this live right now, you know, about just being real, being who you are and understanding that it's going to make people move a lot of different type of ways with you. When they come around you, you're different, man. They know that now. They know that now. Like they may have tried to put it in the back burner that you weren't, like I'm telling you. It's a little bit eerie. Like people, when you go around people now that you've not seen in maybe a decade, maybe 2 decades, maybe many years, or maybe many months, when these people see you, they're gonna be like the first time they saw you, they knew that you were real, but now they're seeing you, it's like you're real and more. They just can't dissect it. Like you're wondrous to them. You're really wondrous. It's almost like you're a fantasy, you know? Like you're not real. No, it can't be, you know? They can't believe that's really how you get down. Like it's almost like so shocking they can't believe it. They can't believe it. They don't believe it to be true, you know? It's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah. Uh-huh. And Joshua, it's funny that you say that only insecure people bully because I realize now that the bullies are the ones that like you the most. Can you imagine? The bullies are the ones that like you the most, that they know. It's almost like they know they're out of your league. So bizarre. They know that they're out of your league because you vibe too high. So before you get that high, they know you vibe high, but before you get that high, before you really get in that high position, they've got to do something to where it's like, nobody's going to really see you in a high regard. Nobody's going to see you in your true light, because they're really trying to distort the way other people view you, and they can't be with you. They can't. It's like people can't be seen with you. Like, they want to be seen with you, but they can't be seen with you because they're gonna be a sellout if they do. People are weird. Like, they move weird. It's like they want to be with you, or they want to be your friend, but then they're a sellout to their folk if they become your friend. So they get angry and they try to target you and bully you, but they still lust for you or want you or need you. It's like hamster wheel energy. I'm telling you. It's like you're unreachable, but you're still reachable. I mean, you're so open, so you could be these people's folk. Like, you could be that friend, you could be that best cuz, you could be. It's all could, but it's like when it comes to them, it's like they can't commit. They can't commit being a good aunt to you, or they can't commit being a good mother to you. They can't commit being a good friend to you. But they add titles though, right? They add titles like, I'm your mother, or I'm your best friend, but it's like they don't move that way. They don't move in a nurturing way, right? But they still expect that respect from you, right? No, you give respect where it's due. If your mom is disrespectful to you, she's disrespectful to you, when that has to stop. You understand? It doesn't matter if she birthed you, doesn't matter if he helped birth you or whatever. You know what I mean? Or whatever type of role these people play. If the respect is not there, you let these people go, or you try to tell them, like, listen, if you want to be around, if you want to be in my life, you got to do the right things, because I'm on a new level right now. I can't have these problems, You can't have these issues. You can't have this baggage. Think about an elevator and the weight capacity here, right? Eventually the elevator is going to stall, right? It's going to stall because it's like the elevator is not equipped. It doesn't have the mechanisms, it doesn't have the means to carry such a weight. And so be very mindful of the type of energies and the type of people and situations that you're bringing with you up on your journey. Because if it's holding you back, I'm telling you, growth will be slow. Growth will be slow. Right. Right. Josh Irwin says they got no do-overs because a snake sheds its skin and grows. It does not change. It doesn't change how it is. It's still a snake. And poor snakes, right? These reptile creatures, right? These creatures that, it's just you're still a snake, right? You're still and you're always going to be that, right? And how snakes move, and you know how snakes are, the real creatures, snakes, and just know I don't do snakes. People form and animal form, it's just like, they look at how they move, look at how they slither, look at how coy they are, look at how it's like, by any means, these creatures have no arms, no legs, but somehow they get around, don't they? They get around, and they're very quick, and they'll bite at you, and they'll snap at you, and though it's like they're on the ground, though, you know what I mean? That's where they stay. And of course, we could argue snakes can climb trees and stuff. That's for another story. Those are different types of snakes, but what I'm saying there is, like, snakes is nothing stopping them from getting around and doing what they do. Snakes can be big predators as well in the animal kingdom, right? That's how they move. Snakes are snakes, right? Snakes will get you if they want to get you. Look at the crocodiles and the alligators, the saltwater crocodiles or saltwater alligator. I forget which variation it is. One of the most, vicious creatures that will actually target humans because they just want to get you, right? And it's like you don't see them, but they see you. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, they will get you. They watch you. You don't see them though. Coy people, very coy, very much like lurking, people who watch you very closely and they see the moves you make and they feel like they have one up on you, but you outsmart many people. You outsmart the masses. That's why you're on top right now. Like that's the snakes can't get you. The gators can't get you. You're not in a swamp. You're living in clear waters and you're doing the right things, and that's why you're getting the rightful blessings, right? I'm telling you. Thank you so much, Regal. Thank you. Hmm. Chosen tread on the serpents, right? Antoinette, you. Oh my gosh, Antoinette. I feel like, honestly, Antoinette, I feel like you could be in a movie, like some kind of movie. I don't know what movie, but some kind of movie. Hey, Letitia, how are you? Yep. Why did they keep, Nori says, why do they keep coming back with emotional revenge? I really got gotten. Right. Why do they, right? Why do they? It's because they want to distract. It's all a tactic here. They want to distract you. They want to stop you. It's almost like they feel like if you take on their baggage, you won't be great. You won't be as real as you claim. You won't be as mighty as you claim, as outspoken, as outreaching. You're like, wow. Like if you think about it, like you really give a lot of yourself to other people and they give nothing back in return. And then they make it seem like you did nothing for them, but you did the most for them in all of their group, in the whole group. You may not even be a part of their group, but you're the person in their group of people they know that have been realist to them, that have been most giving to them. I'm telling you, I've dealt with this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've done for these folks. It doesn't matter how many good talks, how many good times you perceived as having with them. They're seething in the background. They're seething at their home. They're seething in their bed when they sleep. They feel upset. It's like they don't like the fact that you help them out of a situation. You know how weird that is to me? Like you helped them. They needed your help. You answered the cry. You helped them, elevated them. They go home. They're vexed that you helped them. They're not thankful that you helped. They're vexed about it. And then it's like they start hating because you were able to help them. They couldn't help themselves. They had to use you to help them. So they start hating more. And you're thinking, wait, I did the right thing. I was nice to them. I was good to them. What is going on? These people don't play fair. They do not play fair. They don't do that. I'm not going to drop my glass. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Still love. Yep. From a distance. Right. From a distance. Exactly. Absolutely. I can hear you, Nori. I hear where you're coming from, and I sympathize with a lot of you who have dealt with a lot of these situations. A lot of these situations can be very disheartening, very upsetting, because it's like your own people who are doing wrong by you, but you've done so right by these people. I'm telling you, you're too real, though. You're too real. Like they see that you don't do it because like you didn't have to do what you did. You didn't have to do what you did for them. You did it because you wanted to and you wanted to make sure they were straight. That's what it was. And they are like happy you helped, but upset that you had to be the help. You know, they don't want you to be the help. They want you to be hurt. You know, they want you to be lacking. They feel like if they take you out of your own life or take you out of focus, that it's going to hurt you and it's going to help them. But all it's doing here is soothing their egos. They're still in the same position. You're still trekking forward. There's no losses here, really. You may feel hurt that these people used you or made or fumbled you, but at the end of the day, you know that you're going forward. You're doing the right things. You're doing right by God. You're doing right. You're doing what you love. What really tops that here? What tops that? Nothing, you know? Hey, Universal. Haven't seen you in a live for a long time. Nice to see you. Mm-hmm. Opposites on the spectrum, absolutely. They don't like giving you credit. Like I said, yeah, exactly. Them giving you credit is like them putting themselves behind you, right? Like, what is that? You know, what is that? Why is that? Jealousy is rampant, envy is rampant. Right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, guys. So it's coming to the 2 hour mark. I gotta wrap this live up. I've been vibing, I've been enjoying it, I've been loving it, but it's time to really wrap up this live. I could really go in for much, much longer, but let's end it a little bit. Let's bring it to a close, you know. Mm-hmm. I know, I'm sorry, Universal, but catch me on next Friday. I'll be here. I'll be here. Yep. So thank you guys so much for joining my live tonight. I really liked it. It was all about the fact that the real recognize real. You know, if you, a lot of people are not going to align with you, they're not going to be on your side because you're too real, you vibe too high. You know, you're going too high to a place they don't know existed. They can't reach it, they can't match it. So it's kind of like they want to stomp on it, destroy it, annihilate it, eradicate your character, right? And so all you can do is continue to vibe extremely high, do what you love, do what makes you happy. And unfortunately, you may have to leave some people in the dust here because they're not ready to elevate. They're not ready to do the healing work like you did. You're reaping all the rewards because you did all the work. That's logical here. That's logic. They don't move with logic. You move with logic. You move with love. I mean, like you're on top here. Okay, you're looking very attractive right now because everything about how you move is very real, very genuine, very authentic. You know, you do it with love first, and it's very much on display here. Never forget who you are. If you're a real one, keep moving like that. Keep moving like that. You may not have a lot of supporters on here on the Mindset Elevator. You got me as a supporter, okay? I love the real. I love the nitty gritty. I love getting into things. I love bringing the fire. I love bringing the heat. If you guys are like that, if you feel like you got to let something out, you let it out. Don't feel like you got to stifle your voice, okay? Because I've been stifled for a long time, and now it's like I can't stop. I got to keep talking, got to keep letting it out, got to keep showing what it is, because this is just, it's like, you can't go back. You can't go back to what it used to be. Next week. Yeah, next week. Mm-hmm. I just want to remind you guys that on April 3rd, Monday, April 3rd, I will be launching my membership for the first time here on YouTube. It's very different for me, but I'm going to be launching it here. It's going to be some really good things on that membership that I've never done before. It's kind of like different. And so there's not going to be any pressure here to hop on board this. But it's definitely something that I'm feeling like, it's the right time. Got to add more value to the YouTube channel. Got to put more stuff out. And I feel like what I'm going to be doing here with the memberships is going to be, it's about time here. It's about time to, I'm not going to say too much, but it's about time to hear from you. It's about time to hear from you. That's what I'm going to say. So that's going to be starting on Monday, April 3rd, 2023. And then not only that, I do have the Mindset Elevator podcast coming, but I'm still in the works of getting that set up. So please stay tuned for that. All right. Thank you, Reality. Thank you. Thank you, Universal. Thank you so much. It's coming. I don't have a date for the podcast, but the membership is coming Monday, April 3rd, 2023. I'll post a simple post. You guys can check it out if you wish. I think it's going to be very good, very different what I'm going to be doing, a different approach here. I don't want to say too much right now, but it's coming the week after this week, right? So yes. So guys, I'm going to be logging off now on my live. Thank you guys so much. Keep being real. Keep bringing the fire. Keep bringing the energy. Keep being yourself. When you are yourself, there's nothing that you can do, and there's nothing that you can't do, and there's nowhere that you can't go. All right. Thank you, Reality. Take care, everybody. Bye from Toronto. Blessings to all of you wherever you guys are from. Stay up, stay focused, Stay purpose oriented. You know what I mean? Like focus on your purpose here and keep doing what you do. All right, guys. Thank you so much, T. I really love that. Thank you. Keep going up, guys. Okay, I'm ending the live. Thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful night. See you guys soon. Bye.